Angela Bradley works for Bay County.
I'm the transit administrator, so we run the fixed route system, we run the demand response door-to-door system. Love my job, love where I work.
She was called in to prepare for Hurricane Michael.
The day before we were called in, we needed to report to the Emergency Operations Center. And we needed to start possibly helping get people to shelters if they opened shelters. I went and grabbed a bag. Didn't even grab a blow-up mattress or pillow, but grabbed a bag thinking, oh, this is like every other storm, we'll be in and out. I was wrong.
While at the EOC, she helped dispatch calls to aid the citizens.
Started working with the dispatchers to take any kind of phone calls. These are the 911 dispatchers. Take any phone calls of people needing to go to shelters. Throughout the day, they started opening shelters. And so we started with our drivers here transporting people to shelters. We probably got about 400 people to shelters before the storm. So that felt good to know that we did help a small aspect of the community get to safety.
She faced many challenges.
The whole time that we were there, after we did finally get people to safety, and it was not safe for us to be out on the road, then of course we had to stop. And the hardest part about that is people were starting to realize that they shouldn't have stayed. And hearing those phone calls and telling people we couldn't go out to get them was very hard. So you're happy that you got these, say, 400 people to a shelter, but then at the same time, you couldn't help everyone.
This devastating experience reminding her of a previous disaster.
I actually went through Hurricane Andrew when I was 18 in Homestead Air Force Base. So I've seen a Hurricane 5 level destruction. When we finally did, we got everybody that we could get to where they needed to be safely. I finally tried to lay down for a couple hours because I knew it was going to be a few days before we slept. And the last thing I texted my dad was, this is going to be really bad. This is Andrew. All over again. I'm sorry.
Going through a second Cat 5 hurricane, her mindset has changed.
It was shocking. Even though I had prepared myself because what I saw in Andrew, I was 18, so I had a different perspective. Being an adult and also having to deal with knowing what the community was going to have to do to put it back together and worrying about people. When you're older, you think of different things, I think. So it was shocking. It was heartbreaking. It was devastating. It was scary on what's going to happen next.
Despite the struggle Angela and her team were facing in their personal lives, they pushed through.
A couple of our team members here, their houses were destroyed. A couple of the drivers, after the storm, we actually went and knocked on their door to get them, because we couldn't call them on the phone, to get them to come to work. And their house was, some of them, it wasn't even standing hardly. So, and they said, okay, we'll come in. So for someone to do that, then you know you have to do the same thing because you're right there in the trenches with them. So for them to walk away from their stuff and serve what they need to do, then that keeps you motivated to do it as well. Our team here, I'm so proud of our team. They pushed that out of their mind, what they needed to do personally at that moment, and focused on our job. We took an oath to the citizens of Bay County to do it, so we just had to push through.
Going forward, she stresses the importance of helping out.
One thing I did do right after the storm is I called the state of Florida, Florida Department of Transportation, and had some people on standby to come in. I would do that ahead of time, next time, not wait till after. So we had actually a lot of drivers volunteer throughout the state to come here and serve, and so that we could get our service back to normal. So, and that's one thing I would do. If one of our other communities was hit, I see the need to serve now in another community as well, because we had a lot of transit agencies that stepped up for us, and now we would do the same for them.
For News 13, I'm Taylor Rambo, Panhandle Strong.